it's tax time. I know you all get excited. And for some, hopefully, that means a little bit of a return.
But many Aussies have been left shocked this year finding out their return has been cut down or that they even owe money. Well, here to explain it all is Today Money expert Effie Zahos. Effie, good morning.
Good morning.
Why are people getting less this year?
Yeah, there is a lot of shocked Aussies out there for those that have completed their tax return early. This is everywhere on socials, on TikTok. Couple of reasons. The prime killer to tax refunds this year is the end of that low to middle income tax offset. It was worth about $1,500. So when you look at the previous financial year, the average tax return is around $2,900. You take that $1,500 off and you get a remarkable drop in your refund. The other thing is, remember, the government's played around with how much you can claim back working from home. It has gone up from 52 cents to 67, but they've included so much more in there. And the other big one is that if you do have a HECS debt and your salary sacrificing, you may be shocked too with your reduction.
The tax department took a couple of years off and turned a little bit of a quiet eye during COVID.
Yes.
But now it's back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Some are being audited about money received during COVID.
Yeah, now this is interesting. This is coming from Service New South Wales. And so people have reached out and they're actually receiving letters from Service New South Wales saying, hey, you actually got a micro business grant. That was the one whereby if your business revenue dropped by 30%, they'll give you that $1,500 per month. Remember that one?
Yeah.
If you qualified. So letters are coming out and saying, you took about $14,000 in the example that I was given yesterday. We are now looking into your claim here. Because let's face it, it was crazy times there. Billions of dollars were flowing out. They had to get staff.
Gee, that's tough, though.
The timing's not right, is it? The timing is not right at all. But this is happening. They've confirmed it. They are auditing it. If you do receive a letter or a phone call and the timing is not right, you're going to have to get into some hardship arrangement with them. But they are coming after people just to make sure that, hey, did you actually have a reduction in your actual income then? Was that the case? On a top level, the ATO confirms they still get tip-offs to do with these COVID payments through their Tax Integrity Centre, that's what they call it, and you could get a call from them.
So you've got to make sure your paperwork's in working order.
But there was crazy times, wasn't it, too, Sarah, to actually find that paperwork, go to your accountant, prove that you did, because these are all through certain opportunities when your income fell from previous years.
So what's going to trigger an audit? What are the steps to avoid it happening if you're a small business? Can you get in front of it?
Yeah, I definitely don't want to cause a chaos out there, because when you look at the number of people that are audited, the previous financial year, 2020, 2021, 111,000 people were audited. There's about 14 million taxpayers. So the chance of you being audited, it's bad luck, isn't it, when you see there's only about 111,000 they've done. Red flags, pretty simple. Stay within your lane. If you're making expense claims, don't go crazy. Look at what your average is in that for that industry and your income. These are a couple of tips from accountants themselves. Being late is a big one too. Be on time, and then also watch your deductions, which I just said, and match your data. Simple things. What is on your pre-formed forms that are filled out already, and what are you putting in? So there's some simple tips.
Such a punish tax time.
It is, and people are going to have bills. Look, if you do get it, get onto the ATO website. There's a payment calculator there to work out how you can afford to pay this in instalments.
I've been audited a couple of times. Nothing to see here.
Well, concerns are growing for senior citizens with more and more banks going cashless. Yes, banks going cashless. Over-the-counter transactions are no longer available at some Commonwealth Bank branches, with cash only available through ATMs. For more, we're joined by the Chief Operating Officer of National Seniors Australia, Chris Grice. Thanks so much for your time, Chris.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you.
Not everyone's happy about this. I mean, a cashless trend, what's going on?
Well, we're not only sort of seeing cash being sort of, I guess, removed from the economy, but we're seeing obviously a deliberate play to transition everybody over to digital transactions. 2030, they're removing cheques from circulation, so there's a big shift to getting people off cash.
Big shift, also a big adjustment for those it most impacts, including seniors and regional communities.
Indeed, and the feedback that we're getting is that it's not as easy as just tap and go and away you go. It's sort of like some of these regional communities in particular have challenges around internet access, and so even if you're a grey nomad travelling the length and breadth of the country, if you're going to inland Australia and you're wanting to pay for fuel, well, you've got to have cash with you.
If banks do continue down this path, I mean, what does it mean for seniors? What can they do to cope? It's their cash after all. How can they get it?
Yeah, well, and also to get cash, they've got to pay for it as well. We're seeing more and more transaction fees being added onto their accounts if they want to access cash, in particular through ATMs that aren't necessarily provided by the big banks. And I guess there's a lot of work that needs to happen in terms of educating and informing senior Australians in terms of being able to operate with, using their smartphones and these apps. And there's even risks around that. I mean, the organisation you're talking about that's sort of making this change, they had an outage on their app which basically lasted a day. So folk who were using the app, it indicated zero balance, no money in their account, and they weren't able to access their money for an entire day, basically. And so that forced people back into the branches and long queues to just get access to what's their money.
Yeah, it's a brave new world with a few glitches along the way. Chris, thanks so much for your insight.
Absolutely, thank you.
A Commonwealth Bank spokesperson has told Today the Commonwealth Bank has created a very small number of specialist centres in major metropolitan areas which are designed to support personal and business customers with more complex banking needs. Goes on to say all of our specialist centres are in major metropolitan locations and very nearby to full-service franchises. Their full statement is on our website, Carl.
Don't worry, there's just no cash in this bank.
No. Why does the bank need cash,
Is there a glitch in the
Carl?
Matrix or something going on at the moment? No cash in the bank?
So.
Oh, anyway.
I think so. Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?